So recently I've been watching a generic streamer. I work from home and noticed that during their cooking segments, they're using a GoPro to stream what they're doing in the kitchen. I thought to myself, that'd be pretty cool if I could do that with whatever I'm doing nowadays. So I figured it out. I'm going to show you how to do that. Before we can get started with the tutorial, we're going to need a couple things. First and foremost, you're going to need yourself a GoPro. Now, it can be either the GoPro Hero 7 Black or the GoPro Hero 8 Black. Doesn't matter, as long as it's one of the two more recent ones that have the little thing on the bottom of the box that say 1080p streaming or 720p streaming supported, you'll be good to go. Alright, so the second thing we're going to be needing is a streaming PC. Basically, a PC that's running OBS and will be responsible for encoding all of your footage and setting it up to the platform of your choosing. Twitch, YouTube Live, Facebook Gaming, something, you know, if it exists, it's going to send it that way. Third thing we're going to need is a server to go ahead and run the application that's necessary for taking footage from the GoPro and converting it into a format where OBS can see it and shoot it out to wherever else. If you have these three things, we can continue. Alright, now that we have steps 1 through 3 complete, we're going to move on to the next piece, which is creating the server responsible for handling footage from the GoPro and converting it into the format where OBS can read it and put it out to whatever platform you choose. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and log in to my hypervisor. For you, it may just be an operating system running as your server. Either or, you can do it whatever way you want. I'm just going to go ahead and show you from a very base level, getting the OS set up and installing the packages necessary to go ahead and get the server up and running. It's really short, it shouldn't take long, which is why I'm just going to do it from the ground up, basically. So let me go ahead and log in here. Alright, and after logging in, I'm going to go ahead and create a new VM. This VM will be called, what do I want to call it? Let's call it GoPro. The operating system. Now for the operating system, I'm going to go ahead and use Ubuntu, as I know most people aren't necessarily familiarized with more security enhanced versions of Linux like CentOS. So I'm going to be using something basic that basically doesn't do any port blocking, any SE Linux stuff, any complicated stuff will be pushed aside. This is just to get you up and running. Okay, so we choose Ubuntu. We're going to go ahead, not choose any of that. We'll go ahead and give it 64 gigs for the disk size. In terms of CPUs, we'll go ahead and use 4 cores total. Memory, let's give it 4 gigs of RAM. Network, fine. Finish. Okay. So we'll wait on that. Alright, so our VM is created. Let's go ahead and start it up. It's going to start up. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut out the audio here and speed up things about 11 minutes. Basically, during this portion of the video, I went ahead and ran through the installer for Ubuntu, picked a username, picked a password, picked a server name, and hit install and let everything else configure itself. Nothing fancy here, just a lot of waiting time, just needed to speed this up. Ah, there we go. Now we can reboot. Okay, so hit enter. Alright, so now that our box is rebooted and we're at the login screen, I'm going to go ahead and log in with the credentials that I specified during the install stage. So GoPro, password, not telling you. There we go. I'm going to type clear to get rid of all that crap. First thing right off the bat is we're going to go ahead and want to update the system and make sure all the packages are up to date, so nothing's thrown out of whack, nothing's, you know, not working for any reason that there's packages that need updates. So we're going to type in sudo apt-get upgrade -y. Y basically will confirm everything, so you don't have to say yes every single prompt and then hit enter. So we're going to go ahead, type in our password, And off to the races we go. So we'll let that go ahead and run, and maybe I'll fast forward the video again. Okay, so now that that's complete, we're gonna go ahead, type clear again to wipe everything off the screen. So now that that's good, we're gonna go ahead and install our first package that will house the second package. First package being Docker. Docker is a, let's say it's like a container tool where it'll just kind of like house the application that you want to host. And basically someone else does all the work, but you can run it in a matter of seconds. And it's all for free, offered on a site elsewhere. It's docker.hub.com, hub.docker.com, one of the two. It's out there. So we're going to go ahead and run sudo apt-get install docker.io. Alright, I forgot to do the Y tag, so we're going to go ahead and hit enter on yes. Okay, cool. So Docker is now installed. Hit clear again. Changed around my windows a bit, but now that Docker's installed, we're going to go out to the web, and we are going to grab this package essentially from Docker. I'm going to walk you through how to do that. So we're going to go over to our terminal here. We are going to type in docker pull, copy this name here. I'll paste links in the description for everything. So copy this name, and we are going to right click and paste into the terminal. Okay, so we're getting permission denied. First things first, you got to go ahead and get up to root. So we're going to do a sudo su dash. Basically, that elevates you to admin on the system. So now we are going to run the same command. Docker pull, copy the name, paste it in. It's going to download this package. So we'll wait on that again. Okay, so now the package is installed. To check our packages that are installed on the system, in case you don't know already, we're going to go ahead and type in docker images. Okay, so this shows us that the nginx-rtmp package is installed on Docker, which means now we can create the instance and host the application real simple. So if we scroll down in the tutorial here, you can see that basically there's a how-to use for the simplest use case, which is all we are going to use it for. We are going to do docker run -d -p. Basically, this is the port number that it's going to come through on, 1935. We're going to give it a name. The name of the service is going to be called nginx-rtmp, and it's going to use this package, or not this package, this image that we just installed. So we're going to go ahead, copy this command, literally paste it straight in there, hit enter, and you'll see that the program started. Now you're like, what do I do at this point? This makes no sense. Well, where can I go from here? Well, in order to go ahead and now use the service, we are like nearly done. So let me go ahead, and before we move on to the next portion, if you don't know the IP address of your box already, you're gonna go ahead and want to type in IPA, and you'll get a whole bunch of jargon that comes back. In my case, it's 192.168.195. You're going to need that address, all right? So, knowing this address, we are now going to jump over to the mobile phone, and we are going to set things up over there. So, let me go ahead and do that. All right, so now on the phone, we are going to go ahead, and we are going to get into the GoPro app. So now, once you're in the GoPro app, if you haven't connected your GoPro already, you probably should do so now. So go ahead and hit control your GoPro. Alright, let that run. Any day now. Okay, so now that we're in here, ignore the SD card warning at the top. We're going to head over to the far right. You'll see it right there. It says live. Hit that live option. Hit setup live. Make sure it says RTMP. I'm already connecting to a Wi-Fi network, so that's okay. If you haven't had a network set up already, go ahead and do so now. Set up with a Wi-Fi network. And under the RTMP URL section, we are going to do the following. Make sure you paste it in from the description. RTMP semicolon
// I'm probably wrong on the semicolon, it's probably colon. And then we're gonna do the IP address of the box that we just were working in. So 192.168.1.195. Yeah, it's 195. We're gonna do /live/give it. This is where I haven't been able to find anything online about this. Give it a unique stream name that you can find locally. In my case, I will just call it GoPro, all one word, lowercase. In terms of resolution, you can set that to whatever the hell you want. Go for it, doesn't matter to me. And if you have everything else ready and you're ready to go, go ahead and hit setup live. You're gonna see it, wait a minute. It's gonna take its time. It's still taking its time. It's concerning, why is it taking its time like that? Okay, so now that it's complete, we're gonna go ahead and hit the go live button. You won't see anything on your GoPro end, but just know that it's there. Alright, so now that everything's ready on your phone, go ahead and head back to your PC, and we're gonna pull down OBS, and we are going to go under sources, and we are going to do add media source. This media source, I'll set it up from scratch. Go ahead and click media source. It's going to say local file. You're going to want to untick local file. For the input, we are going to put in that URL that we just created on the GoPro. Yeah, just that URL that we just created on the GoPro. So we are going to do rtmp semicolon / / 192.168.1.195 /live /GoPro. And now that we do that, we are going to do input format, and we are going to select RTMP, or just type out RTMP. You don't really select anything. All right, with everything said and done, hit OK, and
Hit OK, and look at that.
Good Lord, there's the feed.
Good Lord, there's the feed. It's live.
Look at that. All right, there's
Look
obviously
at that.
gonna be a little bit of latency.
All right, there's obviously going to be a little bit of latency, but I figured that'd be pretty much it.